Loss of acceptance. Suddenly, you begin to notice all the things your partner does wrong or needs to change. This is the person that you have felt was perfect, and out of the blue comes the compulsion to change, improve, or even rehabilitate them. One minute you love and accept them, the next they're in the doghouse for making a mistake. Under these circumstances, a woman begins to feel that a man should know better. She forgets that he is from Mars and doesn't really understand her needs. Women generally have to work harder to overcome this tendency. To reparent herself at those times, she needs to slowly open up again by taking the time to understand and experience what she is feeling and validate her own needs. She must release her need to change him before she can feel better.
Mineral.
By taking responsibility for reparenting herself, even if she is still blaming her partner or demanding that he change, a woman will begin to remember the things her partner does, right, as well as his openness and willingness to respond to her needs when he can remember or when he is approached in a positive way. Each time this process happens, her ability to accept her partner's imperfection along with her own increases. Loss of understanding. Our partners may say something that makes us critical or judgmental of their feelings and reaction. We tend to minimize their pain as if it doesn't matter, and yet, if they were physically wounded, we would risk our lives to save them. We quickly become impatient or disinterested even when this is the person we care most about in our life. We easily become defensive and feel we are being attacked when they are just sharing their feelings. Men generally have to work harder to overcome this tendency. To reparent himself at those times, a man needs to slowly open up by appreciating himself for all that he does, even if his partner doesn't. At such times, a man should graciously excuse himself, go into his cave, and do something that will nurture his male side. By taking responsibility for reparenting himself, even if he is still feeling defensive, he will be released from negativity and will eventually begin to think about what she was really saying or wanted to say. He will begin to understand her needs and consider how he can best support her. It is important that he take the time to consider what her feelings are without feeling pressure to immediately respond or say something. One of the best things a woman can say to a man when he is having difficulty listening to her is to remind him that he doesn't have to say anything. A powerful phrase is, I would just like you to consider what I am saying. You don't have to do or say anything. Opening our hearts. If we feel we are not getting the love we need and are blaming our partners, it is a clear sign that we need something our partners simply cannot presently give us. Taking responsibility for supporting ourselves when our hearts are closed frees us from dwelling on our partners as the problem and allow us to examine the situation on a much more fundamental level. We are able to nurture ourselves and then come back to the relationships with more to give, not more to demand. Instead of drowning in negativity and reacting in unloving ways when our hearts are closed, we can use this downtime for self-healing. Instead of looking to our partners to change when we are blaming them, we should focus on changing ourselves. When we are feeling open and forgiving, we can refocus and look for ways in which to solve or correct the problem that originally upset us. The letter technique. A method I use to help release my negative feeling is called the feeling letter technique. By taking a few minutes to do this technique, I can free myself from the grip of negative feelings and then feel more forgiving and agreeable. For over 12 years, I have used different versions of this technique and it still works dramatically for me at those times when I am not feeling very loving. It is a very powerful tool for both men and women. Writing a feeling letter not only strengthens a man's ability to contain his feelings, but is also helpful when he is on his female side and needs to be heard. Instead of dumping his negative feelings on his partner, he can write them out and achieve his goal more effectively than he could by talking. A man can use this technique particularly when he needs to share his feelings but knows that this is not the time. As we have discussed, when a man displays more feeling or emotion, vulnerability than a woman, it may push her to her male side. Rather than risk that, you should enact the following 3 steps. This exercise is equally useful for a woman if she needs to share her feelings when her partner is in his cave and can't hear her. If she is feeling in the mood to blame or change her partner, it is also a good idea for her to practice this technique and get more centered before he returns. We will briefly explore each stage. For more information on this technique, refer to my book, What You Feel, You Can Heal. Step 1. Begin by writing out whatever you would have liked to say to your partner. It is perfectly okay to blame or sound critical. Set down what makes you angry, sad, afraid, and sorry. Take a couple of minutes to dwell on each of these emotions. Even if you don't actually feel some of them, ask yourself what you would be experiencing if you did. For example, if you are not angry, write, "If I was the angry type, I would say." Spend about 2 minutes on each of the emotions. After taking a total of 8 minutes to express your different emotions, take 2 more minutes to focus on writing out your wants, wishes, needs, or hopes, and then sign your name. In just 10 minutes, you're done. Try not to spend more time than this unless, of course, you enjoy it and find an immediate release by writing out your feelings. With practice, this will automatically begin to happen. Step 2. In step 2, write a letter from your partner to you saying the things that you would want to hear him or her say. Pretend that you have shared your letter with your partner and that they have really heard you. Write out the words that would make you feel heard. Have them first thank you for sharing your feelings, then have them express an understanding of your feelings. Finally, have them apologize for their mistakes and make promises to support you better in the future. Even if your partner will not respond in such a positive way, use your imagination. Talk about 3 minutes to write this response letter. If it takes longer than that, it is certainly okay. Simply writing out the words you would want to hear will make you feel better. Even though your partner is not really saying these things, you will benefit by hearing them. Step 3. Step 3, take 2 minutes to respond back the way you probably would if your partner really did hear and apologize for their mistakes. In this short forgiveness letter, be as specific as possible. Use the phrase, "I forgive you for." It If it is still hard to forgive, remember that you are not saying that what they did is okay. When you forgive, you are clearly pointing out their mistakes, but at the same time are releasing your tendency to continue withholding your love, compassion, and understanding. Forgiveness doesn't mean the problem went away. It means that you are not closing yourself up to dealing with it in a loving manner. By practicing this feeling letter exercise at those times when you are resentful or your partner won't talk, you will suddenly feel relieved. Then you can patiently wait for the right opportunity to share your feelings, thoughts, and desires in a way that works for you, your partner in the relationship. Love, romance, and monogamy. Through taking responsibility for our reactions and action in a relationship, we can truly begin to give and receive love successfully. Without an awareness of how our partners specifically need love, we may be missing priceless opportunities. Women primarily feel love when they are receiving from their men the emotional and physical support they need. It does unsa man? Naa.
It's Dara.
Love, romance, and monogamy. Through taking responsibility for our reactions in action in relationship, we can truly begin to give and receive love successfully. Without an awareness of how our partners specifically need love, we may be missing priceless opportunities. Women primarily feel love when they are receiving from their men the emotional and physical support they need. It does not matter as much what he provides, but that he does it in a continuous way. A woman feels love when she feels that a man's love is consistent. When a man doesn't understand a woman, he tends to focus on the big ways to fulfill her all at once but will then ignore her for weeks. While good communication provides a healthy basis for a loving relationship, romance is the dessert. The way to a woman's heart is through doing lots of little things for her on a consistent basis. Here is my short list of 20 kitchen tested things a man can do to create romance. Buy her cards or write her a note. Bring her flowers. Buy her chocolates. Bring home little surprises that say you were thinking of her while you were away. Give her random hugs. Be affectionate at times when you are not wanting sex. Light a candle at dinner or in the bedroom. Put on her favorite music. Notice what she is wearing and pay her a compliment. Take notice of the foods and restaurants she likes. Plan dates ahead of time. Put the remote control on mute at the commercials and talk with her instead of scanning through the channels. Look at her when she talks. Don't interrupt her or finish her sentences. Notice when she is upset and offer her a hug. Help her when she is tired. Help her with her domestic chores. Call her when you are running late. Call her just to say I love you. Plan little celebration and do something different. What romance says. When a man does little things that say I care, I understand what you feel, I know what you like, I am happy to do things for you and you are not alone. He is directly fulfilling a woman's need for romance. When a man does things without a woman having to ask, she feels deeply loved. If he forgets to do them, though a wise woman graciously persists in reminding him by asking in a non-demanding manner. A man, however, receives love differently from a woman. He chiefly feels love when she lets him know again and again that he is doing a good job of fulfilling her. Her good mood makes him feel loved. Even when she enjoys the weather, a part of him takes the credit. A man is happiest when a woman is fulfilled, while a woman feels romanced by the flowers, chocolates, etc. A man's sense of romance is fueled by a woman's appreciation of him. When he does little things for her and she appreciates it a lot, then he feels more romantic. Women generally do not realize that the kind of love a man needs most is her loving message that he has fulfilled her. The basis of almost all romantic rituals is a male giving and a female receiving. When she is happy about the things he provides for her, he feels love. When he can do something for her, he leads in her love. The most important skill for loving a man is to catch him when he is doing something right and notice and appreciate him for it. The most significant mistake is taking him for granted. A man feels love when he gets the message that he has made a difference, that he has been helpful in some way, and that his partner benefits from his presence. The other way to love a man is whenever possible to minimize his mistake with statement like, it's no big deal or it's okay.
Mineral. 15.
Downplaying disappointments makes him much more open to future requests and needs. When a man does things for a woman and she is fulfilled, they both win. When I bring in the logs and build a fire, Bonnie feels special and cared for. Her romantic feelings begin to ignite, knowing that I am also quite pleased and confident. However, when I sit on a couch and watch her bring in the logs and build a fire, although I feel relaxed and grateful, our romantic feelings aren't being charged. It is a very different dynamic that occurs when a woman takes care of a man. Passionate monogamy. Although women need romance to feel love, for passion to grow over time, their most important intimacy requirement is monogamy. A man can make the romantic gestures, but if he is not monogamous, her passion cannot grow. Romance tells a woman that she is special, and there is nothing that makes a woman feel more special than a man in touch with his passions and wanting only her. As a woman ages, her ability to feel and express passion increases. If she feels she can fully trust her partner to be there for her. If she feels she is being compared to another woman or that she is has to compete, she cannot continue to open up. If she senses that he is having an affair or could have an affair, she shuts down. So man, oh yes, ang saya mo kulot.
Nagbayan kung ulitan.
Ay. Sa man, ang sa nga kuan. Le.
Ulang damit kita sa Pilipinas.
Sige. 2,000. Okay na ni kulot.
Okay na ta?
Lamat. If she senses that he is having an affair or could have an affair, she shuts down. Like a delicate rose, she needs the clear and clean water of monogamy to gradually unfold, one petal at a time. By clearly committing himself and assuring a woman that they are going to grow old together, her mate gives her the special support she needs to discover the fires of sexual passion deep within her soul. Not only does she benefit from monogamy, but he does too. When a man is trusted by his wife and family, others sense something they can trust about. Others sense something they can trust about him. Sexual monogamy strengthens a man and makes him worthy of the highest trust. In the famous bestseller, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill interviewed 500 of the most successful men in America about the qualities that created success. Remarkably, all of the men were sexually active in a passionate, monogamous relationship of over 30 years duration. These powerful, successful men had somehow learned to maintain passion with one woman for decades. Their sexual fire had not burned out, nor did they require the stimulation of an affair to be turned on. As they grow in passion through sharing their love in a sexual way with their wives, they grow in personal power and made a difference to the world. Greater drive and success are waiting for those men who realize the simple secret of love. Through creating and sustaining a passionate monogamous relationship, not only can a woman grow in sexual passion, but a man can be more powerful and effective in his work. This study of only men was conducted many years ago. I am sure without a doubt that as a woman learn to master having careers in tandem with an ongoing passionate relationship, they too will be even more effective and influential in their work. Knowing and sensing my ever-increasing sexual fulfillment with her, in my clear commitment to our monogamous relationship, Bonnie is more satisfied, more centered. Even though she is not with me when I am away, she continues to feel the special sexual connection that only we share. I may share my mind and spirit with many, but only Bonnie gets my sexual energy. Mental monogamy. Not only are men not taught why monogamy is important, they are not taught how to be monogamous. The technique is very simple. When a man notices another woman and automatically starts getting turned on, he should just begin thinking about having sex with his wife. Or he can just begin remembering a particularly exciting memory of having sex with his wife. This way, each time he gets automatically turned on, his sexual energy is consciously directed to his partner. After 5 to 8 years of this practice, he will become even more attracted to his wife. He will also have learned to master his sexual energy. Not only will his wife grow in passion with him, but he will have more power and success in his life. Romance for women, sex for men. Just as romance is important to a woman, sexual gratification is important to a man. He needs constant reassurance that his partner likes sex with him. Sexual rejection is traumatic to a man's sense of self. I'm not saying that a woman should feel obliged to have sex whenever her partner wants it. I am saying that she needs to work hard to be hypersensitive when sex is the subject under discussion. If he initiates sex and she's not into it, she shouldn't just say no. Instead, say, "A part of me wants to have sex, but I think I would enjoy it more later." By considering his feelings, she frees him to continue initiating sex without feeling rejected. Or she may say, "I'm not really in the mood for sex, but we could have a quickie." I explore this subject in much greater detail in my book Mars and Venus in the Bedroom. Just as communication and romance are the primary means for a woman to experience love, sex is the primary way for a man to connect with love and passion on an ongoing basis. Friendship, autonomy, and fun. Friendship is a breeze if we suppress our feelings. If one partner is willing to sacrifice who he or she is to the relationship, they will always get along, but the passion will die. Make no mistake, although women quite commonly will lose themselves to accommodate their partners, men also surrender a major part of themselves. To avoid conflict, a man will also hold himself back. Without good communication skills, quite commonly a couple with a lot of love will choose to maintain their friendship and sacrifice their feelings. They do not realize that by suppressing negative feelings, they are also suppress their ability to feel in general. When a woman cares for a man but doesn't help him in supporting her, she is actually hurting, not helping the relationship. A man can only thrive in a relationship when he truly fulfills her needs. If she pretends to be fulfilled, he will think he is fulfilled, but he doesn't even know what he is missing. To be really good friends in a relationship, unsa man? Unsa man Rika?
Mag-train pa din.
Ay, sige.